The letting go technique has unlimited potential to improve your life and is the cornerstone of spiritual practice. And that's why I'm so excited to share, is because its applications are almost unlimited. And it has to do with letting go of resistance and surrendering to what is. Because we never really suffer from what is. We only suffer from our mental experience of it and our resistance to it. And we can reframe our experiences, our negative experiences, by seeing them as lessons to be learned. And so when we're inflicted with pain, there's unlimited applications. But let's take physical pain, for example. When we undergo physical pain, when we stub our toe, when we cut our finger, our initial gut reaction is to resist what is. But we can alleviate a great amount of our suffering simply by surrendering to what is. And it's the resistance that maintains the negativity. And so we can resist experiences that we had 10 or 20 years ago. When we resist, we're basically saying it shouldn't be this way, but it is. And you actually, as a human mind with the limitations that we have, we don't even really understand what is or why something is happening. When we're conflicted with a disease or a condition, chronic condition, we never really fully understand why it's happening to us until maybe years later. Maybe we'll never understand why this is happening to us. But the truth is, as spiritual beings, we have the option. We always have the choice to accept or reject what happens to us. But it's in that acceptance, in that profound, full, unconditional surrender to what is, where we can find relief from our suffering. There's many ways to explain letting go. One way to frame it is presence, riding the crest of the wave. So we're not holding on to the past and we're not anticipating the future to a very extreme level, staying right on the edge of the experience and going into it. This is a very important part, is going into it and facing it. When we have emotional pain, our survival mechanism, our mind, is always trying to save us from pain. This is like its whole job, is to protect us from pain. But when we have things that are undealt with, when we suppress it and repress it, then that's when we have these subconscious, deep-seated issues that may be affecting our lives subconsciously. And so a really good practice is to sit, and when a negative emotion comes up, we just be with it and we are present with it. Because negativity has a timer on it. It always has, it will run out no matter what, regardless of what it is. It's like a pressurized tank of gas. Let's take fear, for example. Fear is like an accumulated pressurized tank that is always building and building and building. And when we suppress it and we don't let it go as it arises, we gather it up after years or even decades of fear. And then when we have an external experience that gives us a chance to unleash the gas, then it may come out as an explosion. This is very common in anger. When we suppress anger, it doesn't go away. It just goes into our subconscious, and then we let external events spray it out of us. And so a technique to relieve these subconscious the subconscious negativity is that when it comes up, we let it be there and we take care of it. And there's this technique that I learned from, I forget his name. It's like Thich Nhat. I'm so sorry that I don't remember the guy. But he describes that when you feel anger, as you breathe in, you say, I realize that I'm angry. And then when you breathe out, you say, I'm taking good care of my anger. And this is a general, global, universal application of all our negativity. Is the general principle is allowing, surrendering, letting go, and taking care of all our experiences, good or bad, and letting it be there and surrendering to the experience. The one thing that you can ensure, the one thing you can do to ensure that negativity stays is by pushing it back and resisting it. And this is a lifelong mission, because life is constantly throwing challenges at us. It's like a loved one passes away, or we get into an accident, or we have a chronic illness, and this will we'll encounter this indefinitely throughout our life. We're always climbing up a mountain. But by surrendering, we can greatly relieve the mental projections of our suffering. We're always making things out to be worse than they are. And so letting go is an invaluable technique that we can always use in every moment, good or bad. Surrendering to the flow of life, releasing control, and this is an invaluable tool that I hope you take in and practice and integrate into your life.